Hello dear students, welcome to this English class. Today we're going to see the modal verb must. The objective is to remember the grammatical structures used with the modal verb must. Okay, what is the modal verb must? What is the meaning of must? What is the meaning of must, or when do we use must? Okay, very good. Must means debes or deberías. Okay? And we use the modal verb must as an obligation. Very good. Okay? Very good. Obligation. Okay? And mustn't. What is the meaning of mustn't? If must is debes, mustn't means very good. Good job. No debes. No debes. Okay? Very good. Good job. And in this case, mustn't is not an obligation. It's a prohibition. Okay? Mustn't is a prohibition. Must en positivo es una obligación, mientras que mustn't en negativo es una prohibición. Okay? Now we're going to continue looking at the grammatical structures. Okay? So for example, in this case, we use must to talk about a rule or to talk about rules. What is a rule? It's something written that we respect. A rule is an order, ¿ok? Una regla es una orden que nosotros debemos respetar. When we want to give a rule, we have to use the modal verb must. Okay? Repeat. When we want to give an order or when we want to establish a rule, we have to use the modal verb must. Okay? So for example, in this case, we mustn't use cell phone. Nosotros no deberíamos utilizar un celular. Okay? Must or mustn't. Must for an obligation and mustn't for a prohibition. Okay? Very good. Now we're going to see the grammatical structure. The positive structure. We have the personal pronoun, the modal verb. In this case, we are not going to use the auxiliaries. Aquí ya no vamos a utilizar los auxiliares. En lugar del auxiliar, vamos a utilizar el verbo modal must. Okay? We have the personal pronoun, the modal verb, the verb in the base form, and the complement. Okay? So for example, in this case, we have he must study English to pass the year. What is the personal pronoun? Very good. Good job. He. What is the modal verb? Very good. Must. This is the modal verb. What is the verb in the base form? Very good. Study. Good job. El verbo en su forma base. Okay? And what is the complement? Of course, English to pass the year. This is the complement. Okay? So, él debería o debe estudiar inglés para pasar el año. This sentence is an obligation. Esta oración es una obligación, ¿ok? So, As this sentence is an obligation, is something that we have to do. ¿Ok? Como esta oración es una obligación, es algo que debemos hacer, es algo que sí o sí lo debemos hacer. ¿Ok? Next. For example, we have she must be in bed because she has the flu. Ella debe permanecer o estar en cama porque ella tiene, what is the meaning of flu? Okay, flu, gripe. Okay, flu, gripe. Ella debe estar en cama porque ella tiene gripe. Okay, what is the subject? What is the subject? Very good. She is the subject or the personal pronoun. What is the modal verb? Very good. Must. This is the modal verb. What is the verb? What is the verb in the base form? ¿Cuál es el verbo base, en su forma base en esta oración? Very good. The verb be. This is the verb in the base form. Remember that we have the verb be. Recuerde que nosotros tenemos el verbo base be and we have in present, we have am, is, and are. Okay? We have the verb be in past, we have was and were. Very good. We have was and were. And we have the verb be in past participle. What is the verb be in past participle? Very good. Good job. Ven. ¿Ok? Recuerde, este de aquí es el verbo base. A este verbo be lo vamos a conjugar, ya sea en presente que tenemos el am, el is y el are. En pasado tenemos was y were. Y en pasado participio tenemos el verbo been. Pero todos estos verbos de aquí se derivan de este verbo base. Okay, this is the base. Okay, next. Now we have Jack must brush his teeth before going to bed. Okay, Jack, what is the subject? Very good. This is the subject. What is the modal verb? Okay, very good. Must. This is the modal verb. What is the verb in the base form? Okay, very good. Brush. This is the verb. And what is the complement? Good job. His teeth before going to bed. Okay? Jack must brush his teeth before going to bed. Jack debe lavar sus dientes antes de irse a la cama. Okay? Remember that when we have the positive form of must is an obligation. Cuando tenemos el must en su forma positiva es an obligation. Okay? Now we're going to see the negative form. Okay, the negative form of the modal verb must is must not, or with a contraction mustn't. Okay? So for example, in this case, he must not or mustn't eat in the class. In this case, the modal verb mustn't becomes a prohibition, okay? When we have the negative form, we have of must, we have a prohibition. Cuando el must está en su forma negativa, es una prohibición. Very good. For example, in this case, he must not, or with a contraction, mustn't eat in the class. Okay? In this case, when you have a prohibition, is something that you cannot do. Es algo que usted no puede hacer. ¿Ok? Es algo que es una regla que usted no puede romper. ¿Ok? Ok. He mustn't eat in the class. Él no debe comer en la clase. ¿Ok? The personal pronoun he, the modal verb in negative, of course, in negative. The verb in the base form. Also, in this case, we have to use the base form of the verbs. Okay? And the complement. Okay? Very good. The next. Here we have some exercises. Peter mustn't sleep during the class. Okay? First, the modal verb mustn't in negative, it's a prohibition. Okay? It's a prohibition, remember. Peter mustn't sleep during the class. Peter no debería o no debe sleep, dormir, durante la clase. Okay? In this case, you mustn't smoke. Okay, you mustn't smoke. What is the subject in this sentence? In the number 1, what is the subject? Very good. Peter is the subject. What is the modal verb in negative? Okay, good job. Mustn't is the modal verb in negative. What is the verb in the base form? Verbo en su forma base. Very good. Sleep. This is the verb. And what is the complement? Okay, very good. During the class. This is the complement. Okay? Okay, in the number 2. In the sentence number 2, what is the subject? Okay, good job. You is the subject, the modal verb in negative. Very good. Mustn't, the modal verb in negative. And what is the verb in the base form? Very good, smoke. In this exercise, we don't have complement. En este ejercicio, nosotros no tenemos un complemento. Okay? In this case, we don't have complement because the order is direct. En este caso, no hay complemento porque la orden es directa. Okay? Continue. And the last, the questions and short answers with the modal verb must. Remember, when you have questions or when you have to make questions in English, you have to write the modal verb or the auxiliar first. Cuando usted quiere hacer preguntas en inglés, usted tiene que poner en primer lugar, en este caso, el verbo modal, los auxiliares o cualquier otra estructura que se esté trabajando. ¿Por qué? Porque en el inglés no hay el signo de interrogación del principio. El auxiliar, el modal verb o lo que sea que esté primero para una pregunta es el signo de pregunta. En inglés, por esa razón, no existe el signo de pregunta al principio. ¿Ok? So, must, the personal pronoun, plus the verb in base form, plus the complement and plus the question mark. Okay? So for example, in this case, must we buy fruit and vegetables? What is the meaning of must? Very good. ¿Debemos nosotros comprar fruta y vegetales? Okay? The positive answer, yes, we must. No, we mustn't. Okay? Remember, for questions, first we have the modal verb, then we have the personal pronoun or subject, then we have the verb in the base form, okay, and then we have the complement. Very good, good job. And then the question mark, okay, and then the question mark, okay. Exercises. Complete the sentences using the correct form of the modal verb must and mustn't. Okay? In this case, we do our homework. We must or we mustn't do our homework. ¿Nosotros debemos o no debemos hacer nuestro deber? Very good. We must do our homework. Nosotros debemos hacer nuestro deber. This is an obligation or a prohibition? Very good. This is an obligation. Okay? Number 2. She speaks in the class. Ella ¿debe hablar en clase o ella no debe hablar en la clase? Very good. She mustn't or must not. She mustn't speak in the class. Okay? This is an obligation or a prohibition? Very good. This is a prohibition. Okay? And the last one, exercise number 3. You arrive early at home, but look at this. This is a question. Very good. So, when you have questions, what do you have to write first? Cuando tiene preguntas, ¿qué debe poner primero? The subject, the modal verb, or the modal verb? Very good. In this case, we have to write the modal verb must. Must you verb? Very good. Must you arrive early at home? ¿Debes tú llegar temprano a casa? Okay? Positive answer, how would it be? Yes, yes. I, very good. Yes, I must. No, and the negative? No, I mustn't. Very good. Okay? Okay? Very good. Good job. If you have any question, let me know in your comments. Okay? That's all for today, students, and in this case, here you have the homework. The homework, fill in the blanks with must or mustn't. Okay? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 exercises that you have to fill in with must or mustn't. Okay? That's all for today, my dear students. See you tomorrow. Have a good day. Goodbye.